Do you see that group of bushes? Uncle said, pointing. You need only to walk as far as those bushes. Can you do that, Sylvia? Mawen, that Arika? Sylvia wiped his eyes with the back of his hand. He could see the bushes. They did not look too far away. Uncle rushed into his bag. He took out a chimerd and handed it to Sylvia, showing on the Sure, juicy fruit made Sylvia feel a little better when you reached the bushes. Uncle pointed out a clump of rock up ahead and told Sylvia to walk as far as the rock. After that, Aluna accessed another clump of rock as put bare of everything except sand. Uncle counted in this way for the rest of the walk. Each time he spoke to Sylvia using his full name. Each time Sylvia would think of this family and his village, and he was somehow able to keep his wounded feet moving forward, one painful step at a time. At last the sun was relation forced from the sky. A blazing of darkness fell across the desert, and it was time to rest. The next day was a precise copy of the one before. The sun and heat and worse of all to Sylvia's mind, a landscape that was eternally unchanged, the same road, the same accesses, the same dust. There was not a thing to indicate that the group was making any progress at all across the desert. Sylvia felt as if he had walked for hours while staying in exactly the same place. The first hit sent up shimmering wave that made everything look wibbly. Or was he the one who was wobbling that large clump of rock up ahead? It almost seemed to the movie it was moving. It was not rock at all. It was people. Sylvia's group drew nearer. Sylvia counted 9 men, all of the colbs on the sand. One made a small, desperate motion with his hand. Another tried to raise his head, fall back again. None of them made a sound. As Sylvia watched, he realized that 5 of the men were completely motionless. One of the women in Sylvia's group pushed forward and knelt down. She opened her container of water. "What are you doing?" a man called. "You cannot save them." The woman did not answer. When she looked up, Sylvia could see the tears in her eyes. She shook her head, then poured a little water on a cloth and began to wet the lips of one of the men on the sand. Sylvia looked at the holloway eyes and the cracked lips of the man lying on the hot sand, and his own mouth felt so dry that he nearly choked when he tried to swallow. "If you give them your water, you will not have enough for yourself," the same voice shouted. "It is usually they will die, and you will die with them." Sylvia reached for his gourd. He knew it to be half full, but suddenly it felt much lighter, as if there was hardly any water left in it. Uncle Joel must have guessed what he was thinking. "No, Sylvia," he murmured, "you are too small and not strong enough yet. Without water you will not survive the rest of the walk. Some of the others they will be able to manage better than you." Sure enough, there were no true women giving water to the man on the ground. Like a miracle, the small amount of water revived them. They were able to stagger to their feet and join the group as the walking continued, but their 5 dead companions were left behind. There were no tools with which to dig, and besides burying the dead man would have taken too much time. Sylvia tried not to look as he walked past the boys, but his eyes were drawn in their direction. He knew what would happen. Vulture would find the boys and strip them of their rotting flesh until only the bones remained. He felt sick at the thought of those men first dying in such a horrible way, and then having given their corpses revenged. If he were older and strong, would he have given water to those men, or would he, like most of the group, have kept his water for himself? Was the group tired? In the desert, by sunset, they would be out of the desert, and after that it would not be far to the eating refuge camp in Ethiopia. As their tragedy drove ahead, Sylvia finally had a chance to talk to Uncle about a worry that had been growing like a long shadow across his thought. "Uncle, if I am in Ethiopia, how will my parents ever find me? When will I be able to go back to Lawan Arika? I have looked to the other here." Uncle said, "We believe that the village of Lawan Arika was attacked and probably burned. Your family uncle paused and looked away. When he looked back again, his face was solemn. Sylvia, few people survived the attack on the village. Anyone still alive would have fled into the bush, and no one knows where they are now." Sylvia was silent for a moment. Then he said, "At least you will be there with me in Ethiopia." Uncle's voice was gentle. "No, Sylvia, I am going to take you to the refuge camp, but then I will return to Sudan to fight in the war." Sylvia stopped walking and clutched at Uncle's arm. "But, Uncle, I will have no one. Who will be my family?" Uncle Gentle loosened Sylvia's grip so he could take the boy hand in his. "There will be many other people in the camp.